Because it is Mother's Day, so yay for all the moms out there who might be watching this, and thanks for being selfless and amazing. I just have a couple of questions from a mom's perspective, an experienced mom's perspective, because not only has she been my mother for like 27 years now, but she also has been a stepmom to my two older half-brothers for a very long time now, as well as has many, nieces and nephews and grandchildren. And so what are the best parts about being a mom? We'll start on a positive note. What are your favorite parts about being a mom? And maybe some that you didn't expect that were your favorites.
Being able to give unconditional love, and that it's received, and it's, helpful, and it's a rudder in life. When you hit stormy seas, it's a rudder. It keeps you grounded, it keeps you going, and it keeps you going in a good direction, and you're there for the benefit of the other person, but it's very, very intrinsically rewarding.
Interesting. So a rudder in terms of
You're not just living for yourself, and that makes it bigger than just yourself. And when you think about if you want to do something, sure, you can still do it, but you take into consideration what effects it might have. And I'm thinking primarily when difficult times happen, suddenly the unplanned things that can happen in life, that it's your obligation to be strong and to make sure that everything is as stable as possible.
And that's one of the best parts.
Yeah, because if you don't have that, sometimes people they get kind of lost. They don't have a whole lot of definition to them.
So it's like a stabilizing factor.
Yeah.
Never realized I was a stabilizing factor. I can't exactly say the same for my Chihuahua, but so what are some of the, I won't say worst, but most challenging or difficult parts about being a mother, and some of which that were kind of unexpected for you?
I can't say a whole lot of difficult. Challenging, yes, like with your appendectomy, and it's suddenly you're in the hospital, and I'm up for 48 hours straight at the bedside type of thing. That's challenging. I wouldn't call that difficult. Difficult is probably having to be an enforcer, when it needs to be, and confront illogical thinking, but not in a way to put down your thinking, but in a way to help you understand why that's not making sense, or it's not safe. So it's not a matter of just having some wisdom, it's a matter of how to demonstrate wisdom when communicating it as well.
And having it actually sink in on the other side. Because I'm sure that can be challenging when you have stubborn children.
And I think that, too, you have to appreciate the blessings where they are, and I've been very blessed with you and the boys, and their spouses and children, and I'm very, very fortunate, with my being a nurse. I see a lot of families that have issues that they had no control over, that, you just have to say prayers for them.
Yeah. Good point. And what do you miss the most about your own mother? And growing up with her, something that you cherish about your childhood with your own mom?
Just being able to hug her.
Yeah, like just tangibly having her there.
Yeah, I can't say, like anything in particular, just having her there to hug and let her know how much I care.
Yeah. I can imagine, because maternal grandmother, her mom passed away before I was even born, so I never officially got to know her in a tangible sense. And you were the youngest of 6 kids, so makes for an interesting dynamic. She was the baby. And what was the most important thing that you learned from your own mom?
To be brave.
To be brave?
To be brave.
And how did she demonstrate that?
Through observation of how she was brave in some of the situations she had to deal with. She had to deal with cancer 3 times over. She had to deal with, with 6 kids, there were a lot of issues she had to handle because we were all very different. So yeah, I'd say just to be brave and be strong.
Yeah, she seemed like one of those old school women who just had to tough everything out, like keep it together in terms of when you have a child, you have a wreck. She had that times 6 essentially, and it sounds like really did what she had to do to succeed and make sure her family could succeed.
And yet still keep a sense of adventure. I mean, when I was growing up, it was nothing to come home and find out that she had booked a flight to Mississippi. She was going to go visit Sonny, and and that was a time when flying was, you dressed very nicely, and it was quite the. I don't know if I'd go as far as elegant, but it was very an adventure. And she didn't have any siblings or any of my father's siblings that did anything like that. That was totally, adventuresome.
Yeah.
And she got to do what she wanted to do because she loved Sonny a lot and would find opportunity to go visit him when he couldn't visit her. And she took us, and, I remember flying, when other people, it was not as common.
Yeah. Do you think that's where you got a lot of your sense of adventure, is maybe from her?
Yeah.
Because my mom did a lot of traveling and adventure going for many, many years
before I got her rudder.
Before she got her rudder, yes. Because she had me a little bit later in life. She was 38 when she had me, so yeah. The rudder came late, but it meant she got to have a lot of adventures, so that's good. And last thing is any advice you would give to new moms out there? Like if this is maybe their first Mother's Day and they're kind of getting acclimated to the whole thing. What would you have wanted to hear on your first Mother's Day?
Oh, I think spend quiet time with your child, spend quality time with your child. Those feedings in the middle of the night is such a bonding time. You're exhausted, but it just is the time when you bond. And seize that opportunity, because you'll need it when they hit their 2s and their teens.
I was a good teenager for the most part, minus that little heroin stint, but that. Totally kidding. Yeah. Thanks, and happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.